What's going on, family? What's going on? Seem like they getting the times is they getting serious. Just as far as like just a warning to the people that, not even saying people that just have the vagabond spirit. You know what I'm saying? The wanderer, like homeless, and it's just Trump going crazy right now. It's just the whole DC incident, you know what I'm saying, where they enforcing them homeless people about out of there. You know what I'm saying? Disabilities, mental health, people struggling. But it's also another side of the homelessness is the people on drugs, people doing the crime and stuff like that. So it's just like trying to clean up the city, but it seems like it's fitting their narratives. Cleaning up the city is fitting their narratives. They're already trying to get the the illegal immigrants out. So it just makes sense. The next thing is, homeless. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine people who lose their jobs or, just boom, and they don't have that support system. Now they're incorporated in that homeless field. And them programs in DC, I'm pretty sure can't house all of them and stuff like that. So where they gonna go? That's the question. Where they gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Don't they have concentration camps and stuff like that? For the illegal immigrants. So now they probably gonna have concentration camps for homeless people. Because where they gonna put them at? When the military come, when the National Guard come, you know what I'm saying? Where they gonna put them at? And if they think that's just gonna happen just in DC, you sadly mistaken. If that get passed and they can clean up DC like that, and wherever they're gonna put them at, most likely I think they're gonna put them in concentration camps. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, they gonna put them in some type of controlled environment. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a jail or like a facility, or, you know what I mean? Something like that, just because you homeless. That's crazy. And then if they do that in DC, LA, all different major cities, they're gonna do that. They're gonna enforce that. They're gonna enforce the home, especially in Florida. Especially in Florida. That's a great way in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Because Florida is a high cost of living. It's beautiful. It's a paradise, but it's for people who are successful, for the natives that, you know what I mean? For people who want to retire, that's just how beautiful it is. California's like that too. But a lot of homeless people migrate to these places, you know what I'm saying? But DC is just a starting point, starting to put people in these concentration camps. I understand it's a lot of lazy people out there that does not really believe in the system. They don't like the system at all and stuff like that. So they just go the homeless route. They call themselves woke, the broke woke. Being woke, being awakened, you know what I'm saying, to the corruption of the government and how the system is doing people. I get that. But it's still like, even the Bible says, it's still like you still gotta, as a man, you still gotta labor. You know what I'm saying? It's just part of it. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't be for disabled veterans or people who I don't even think, if somebody served in the military and has not got a dishonorable discharge, and they served in the military without a dishonorable discharge, they shouldn't be going through this homeless phase. You know what I'm saying? People with disabilities and stuff, they should have assistance for people of disabilities. Mental health, they should have something for the mental health. You know what I'm saying? And that will really cause a division, you know what I mean? Okay, this person's not mental health, this person's not a veteran, this person will have a disability. You know what I'm saying? Because now we can see the women can work. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of single mothers out here with children. So it'd be something like for like the children or something. But as far as like a man or as far as like an independent woman, homeless and don't have no mental issues, don't have no disabilities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Haven't served the honorable time in the military, then that's different. You know, that's just that broke woke phase or that lazy phase and stuff like that. But they really starting to crack down. And through that, the homeless thing, that if they do put people in them concentration camps, then they can identify if you are actual, they can really classify you. They can label you, they can classify you. You know what I'm saying? They can identify, you know, you're a legal immigrant, if you know what I mean, you're America's Most Wanted, like what's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? This they set up these things just for more control. You know what I'm saying? Just for more control in certain places where they, you know, finna build up these smart cities or clean it up. You know what I mean? That's why they had all these like things going on in the media about, you know, dank crime, all the crime escalating and stuff like that. All this crime, you know what I'm saying? So it can give the government a reason to, you know, create the problem and come with the solution. All right, now we're going to clean it up with the homeless, and now we're going to start cleaning up the cities and putting homeless people, I don't know for sure, in concentration camps. I don't know. Because I don't know where they're going to move them to. Are they just going to say, all y'all homeless people got moved to another city? Now that city going to be like, well, wait, what are y'all doing? So they got to put them somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They got to put them somewhere. So I thank God that I have not manifested that vagabond spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because easily I could have been in different states and stuff like that, California and stuff like that, and then boom, now they got this National Guard, you know, boom, because I lose a job or something like that. Now it's like you homeless, and now it's like boom. You know what I'm saying? So it just sucks, but it's just like if anybody out there that just, you know, don't give up on your job, hold down your job, keep a roof over your head, because it's getting into them times now where more control is being implemented, especially here in America. They starting off in these big cities, starting to clean up these big cities. And if you happen to be homeless, they targeting the homeless now. So if you happening to be like homeless and stuff like that, a National Guard, you know what I mean? They can detain you and maybe put you in one of these concentration camps, or I don't know, move you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any TIs that is out there in DC that is going homeless phase, the best way is to move out. Especially where it's starting. Like if you ain't got a strong support system, if you ain't got a good job and stuff like that, you know, the best thing to do is to move out, because it's starting to get serious. It starts right here. It starts right there in DC. You know what I mean? So I just have to wait and see what they do. Wait and see what they do. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad God has allowed me the opportunity for doors to, even one door closed, another door opens. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just motivation. It's definitely motivation. Because I don't want to be them type of people being, you know, obtained or apprehended by the National Guard and placed in some concentration camp. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's a reason. When you see a lot of negativity on the news, it's a reason for that. It's, you know what I mean? Give them an excuse to pass a bill, to do more martial law. You know what I'm saying? They're just coming up with more reasons. You know, that's just how it is. You know, in America, you know, you got other countries. You know, you don't do what they want you to do. They're gonna be masculinity, physically aggressive with you. But here they can't be physically aggressive with you. They can't do all that. So they got to come up with these manipulative laws and stuff like that to have their way. And that's what they're definitely doing with the homeless. You know what I mean? The homeless is definitely starting to get targeted. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever had in your mindset that, oh, I'm just going to, take a little break from work and just, be careful. Be careful. They're really cracking down on the homeless right now. But I really hope that they help the people that's disability, handicap, people like that, or people that are veterans, you know what I'm saying, are people with mental issues, help them people, are, single mothers with children, help them that doesn't have a support system, help them people, the single mothers with children, the disabled veterans, the disabled, the people with mental issues, help them people. But a lot of the woke broke people out there just being lazy and stuff like that, they finna crack down on y'all, man. The drug abusers and stuff like that, you know what I mean? They cracking down. It's time to get on your feet, get a job, and just be careful out there. Please. Peace.